All right, you guys, podcast time. We got the equipment and the perfect business plan. Give our show away for free and tell no one how to find it. Ready?
Welcome to another episode of the Brand X Podcast, a special Good Friday episode. We're recording on Good Friday. God knows when you'll get this. It'll be next week sometime. I'm John. In studio with me, my co-host Deuce.
Como esta, bitches?
And as usual, we're Joeless.
2 weeks in a row.
I know. Thank you. I'm looking for mine. A lot of crickets out there tonight.
God forbid you use that meddlesome alphabetical order.
I know. I'm doing it now. I'm doing it out of spite. We talked about...
You're drawing your red line in the sand. This is it. I'm not doing it.
That's right.
I'll just muddle through till I get there.
The mother of all sound effects. Now, so basically, to pull the curtain back a little bit, we have soundboards we play sound effects on. I have one. Deuce has one. And it's, let's see, 4, 3, 6, 8. It's 36. You have 36 spots on each board. Well, I got a lot of sound effects, so I need more. And
there's 32 on each board.
32 on each board. Thank you. Couldn't let that one roll, could you?
No.
Of course not.
That OCD just kicks in. I'm like, I don't remember there being that many.
Anyhow, I have to go swapping between boards. Deuce likes the alphabetical system.
Well, how many boards do you have? I have 7.
2, 4, 6. Oh, I can only get 6 up. So I have 6 up.
No, you just expand it and you can get a million of them.
I understand that, but I have to have a place to put the other stuff. You know what I mean?
That's just a suggestion. You don't need that stuff.
Right.
No, I hear what you're saying. I have 7, but not all 7 are filled up yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because I leave room to grow.
Right. Well, I have 6 filled.
You've maxed them out.
6 filled.
Well, you do all the editing for all the other.
Yeah, but still, these are all just our stuff. Like, I can't remember anything.
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
So I have that here, and there's other one I'm finding where I don't use them that much. So then I'm like, well, I don't use this that much. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to move something in. Like today, I got a couple of new good ones, which I thought was really good. Like this one.
Eat a dick sandwich.
Whoa, that's a good one. We finally got Larry.
Here's the thing.
So,
he just perked up in Las Vegas. Like, that's not me.
That's not me.
Here's the thing.
As far as everybody else knows,
that's Larry.
That's Larry.
That pretty much is Larry. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
What happened today was I was testing that out, and I did that exactly the same thing. And Deuce was in the bathroom, and I hear him bust out laughing inside the bathroom.
It was like so unexpected.
So I found another soundboard that it expands more, and there's more. I might be able to fit everything in one page because I got to be able to click around and do my thing and not have to move the stuff around.
Someday you're going to have to get another monitor.
Yeah.
Then you can fling all that stuff over to
I tried to use the iPad as a monitor, but it's too small.
Nah, you need that.
I know. So anyhow, as we peel back the curtain.
And if we peel back the curtain a little more, another reason we're doing this today is because I'm having a tooth pulled out on Tuesday.
An extraction.
Yeah, and I'm not sure.
I thought it would be cool if you just came in and just...
I would be open to if I was just all Novocained up, but they're pulling out a back molar.
Okay.
And they said they're going to be pulling this out in pieces because the tooth broke off and it sheared off from when I had my wisdom teeth pulled out years ago.
Thanks.
So, I'm assuming that I'm going to be sitting here in searing pain.
Not so good.
Yeah, so I don't think I'll even want to be able to speak or want to speak. So I said, well, let's just do 2 this week and we'll just filter that one out. But it's on Friday and it's all good. Had my pizza for Good Friday.
I went down because I wanted to grab a quick bite to eat before we started. So I went down to the Wendy's down the corner here and I'm like, it's Good Friday. And normally I don't pay any attention to this. But my mom went in the hospital this week and we're not really sure what's going on with her right now. So I'm a little nervous. Like anybody else, when something like this happens, you turn to God, you start praying. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm trying to pray here. And if I just say it's Good Friday and I have a cheeseburger, I don't want my mom to suffer because I decided to eat a cheeseburger. So I got their cod sandwich, which actually wasn't that bad. It didn't suck.
Well, that's always good.
Yeah. So,
but as my ex-boss told me when we were driving around looking for a place to eat hoagies way out in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
And you think that's going to make a difference when you see the big guy?
Not that bad. Well, he's from Long Island. He was like, hey, there's a place. They got hoagies. He has that Long Island accent.
They got that.
And I said, I don't know, child. I mean, we're pretty far from Philly. It could suck. Yep, but it can only suck once.
It can only suck one. Oh,
yeah, if you never go back, you know.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's true.
If it can only suck once. You just never go back.
We're spoiled here. We really are, as far as food-wise, you know, especially with like bagels and cheesesteaks and hoagies. They don't make them like Subway. I'm sorry, people. If your idea of a hoagie or a Subway a sandwich is a Subway sandwich, you know, it's like dog food.
Yeah, I think if you're on the two coasts.
Now, the West Coast, here's the thing. The water around here.
Well, no. I mean, as far as a variety, because we have Mexican food here. We have seafood. We have Italian. We have Chinese. But you can get that on the West. I think the two coasts pretty much have everything, any ethnic style, any cuisine that you would be interested in, you can get. I think it gets a little tougher if you get into the middle of the country, like, I don't know, Wyoming, Montana.
But here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Even though we have Mexican food here, we don't have like our Mexican food
would pale in comparison to like the Southwest.
Is like comparing their Mexican food and our Mexican food is like our hoagies and Subway. Right. Our Mexican food is horrible here. Mm-hmm. Like people come over here and they try to eat Mexican food and they're like, that's not Mexican food. I don't know what you guys call that, but that's not good Mexican food.
But if you go to the you have to go to the cities, basically. If you get into, like in Ventnor and Atlantic City, there was a really awesome Mexican place down there because they were actually Mexicans, Mexican chefs. And and it was really, I mean, I've had Mexican food, and then I had Mexican food there, head and shoulders above, you know, like Casa La Pita, like we used to have here in the day, and Chi-Chi's. Chi-Chi's doesn't even exist anymore.
Taco Bell.
Well, do you notice there's hardly any Taco Bells in this area anymore?
Oh, I don't know about that. I go to one every day.
There's not as many as there used to be, is what I'm saying.
That's true. I know a lot of them closed down.
Yeah, they shuttered a lot of them up. I don't know if it's just here in the East, but I noticed there's a lot less of them.
Well, I seem to be a fast food connoisseur. Mm-hmm. And
here's the thing.
I can't stop saying it. One of the things...
Larry's going to want royalties. Here's the thing.
Pepsi owns Taco Bell. They also own Long John Silver, and they also
KFC.
So what they're doing is they usually, instead of having a Taco Bell, they double up. You can get Taco Bell and KFC, or Taco Bell and Long John Silver.
Right.
We don't. The other thing that there's not that many of around here is KFCs anymore for some reason. I don't know why.
I think the Popeyes has really made some inroads here.
I don't like Popeyes chicken at all.
I've never had it. I'm a Chick-fil-A guy, as you know.
Okay.
I don't know why you don't like it. But
it's not. It's just I don't like it.
Well, that's because you're a communist.
It's the pickle. It's the pickle.
I'll take the two pickles. There's two pickles.
I don't want to take the two pickles off.
Yeah, you want to go to Burger King and have it your way.
That's right.
But I mean, there was another chicken chain. Oh, Church's Chicken.
Is that a thing?
There's I know there's one in Lawnside on the White Horse Pike.
I just thought that was a guy named Church and had a chicken.
No, that's a chain.
All right,
that's a chain of them. But they don't seem to be as many of them. Popeye seems to be making the inroads.
It's horrible. Now. I would, as far as I'm concerned, Kentucky Fried Chicken is head and shoulders above Popeyes. Popeyes is dry. It's horrendous. It's no good. I don't like it. That being said, the one up here, the Taco Bell that I go to, is a Taco Bell and a fish place. And I pulled up one day. I said, how many pieces of fish do you guys actually sell out of this place? The guy goes, hardly anything. Mm-hmm. I'm like, make it a KFC. Because wouldn't it be great to get like a 3-piece chicken and a taco or a burrito or something like that? Or
where I live, somewhere where I get my hair cut, there's all three of them are in one building. It's a KFC, Long John Silver's, and a Taco Bell.
Okay.
That's in Berlin.
All right.
They got the trifecta there.
Yeah, we don't have the trifecta here. So we had a KFC. They closed that down. We had a Taco Bell, and then they closed that down and built this other thing. So that's where I go. Mm-hmm. That's my thing. That's my go-to place. But I couldn't go there today because
Good Friday.
Right. And I don't want to go to hell on a meat wrap.
Mm-hmm. Now, getting back to your mom, why did she? I mean, was she just not feeling well, or
she wasn't feeling well? My sister went up there. My sister took one look at her. They took her to the emergency room. They admitted her. And, you know, I don't want to get into specifics of it because we don't really know anything right now.
Right.
But still, I mean, I talked to her last week and she went down fast. Like whatever this is, it just happened fast. And we don't know what it is. So, you know, you talk to her. And again, my mom's not that old. I mean, she's 70. She'll be 70. Oh, I'm sorry, Mom. She's in her 70s. Mm-hmm. I don't want to give her age out because she listens. And I talked to her yesterday. So I said, hey, listen, you got to get better because, you know, we need downloads. And if we lose you, that's a download I'm going to lose in South Carolina.
We're going to lose a demographic.
Yeah, we're going to lose a download in South Carolina. I can't have that.
Your face is coming straight to your ears. A podcast network that's changing gears with the Brand X Pod and Nerd-a-Wells. The Horribly Awkward Pod, Horribly Gamers as well. The Tavern Pod, Joyous Comedy. A 6-pod network family. www.hushyourface. www.hushyourface. www.hushyourface.com.
Oh, my God. I got to tell you a story. Actually, I put this on Facebook this morning, and it was just so crazy out of the blue kind of thing.
Oh, okay. I know what story it is.
Yeah. So I get up this morning, and I go out. I'm going to grab a quick cup of coffee. Now, normally... Okay, yes. I had to think of the music. So normally, you know, I just swing through, and I give them my card. You know, I got like a debit card. I just give them my debit card. They swipe and give it back to me. And the Jimmy got in my ear. He's like, I can't believe you use Africa. And the next thing you know, they'll take your information and they'll hack your account and everything. So I said, you know, maybe for once the Jimmy's right. So I had taken money out. So I had money in my wallet. So I get coffee. It's like $2.20. I got $2.25. So I hand out the window. She hands me the coffee as I'm handing her the $2. I think she went to grab the quarter. Mm-hmm. And when she did, someone must have opened the door, and the dollar blew out of her hand and blew across the front of my truck and started heading down the field like it was windy out. So now the lady's looking at me, and I'm like, yeah? And she's like, she's holding the $1.25. I'm like, that blew out of your hand. That was yours. I said, I paid for it. Bye. And I go out the thing, right? As I come pulling out, here comes a guy. He comes running out the door, and he's running down the field trying to chase this thing, trying to catch this dollar. And I just thought to myself, it's a dollar. I mean, is that big of a deal?
You do realize that you can never go back there again for coffee unless you acquire a taste for saliva.
I don't think so, because...
That is too bad.
I don't think so, because, again, I go there all the time. Mm-hmm. So when is it the responsibility of the cashier? I mean, I could see if I was handing it to her.
You're right, but you're going to lose the battle.
So I'm supposed to go in and give her another $1?
Well, that's what she expected you to do.
Well, that's what she thought I was going to do.
Right, that's what she thought. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I'm like, sorry.
But the laws of revenge in retail are no bounds.
So from now on, I'm just going to use my card. You're not going to drop that.
I think you just better start going to Wawa.
Well, actually, it's not. No, I'm not going to Wawa. It was actually not one that I normally go to, so it's not a big deal.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like my normal.
Well, then you're covered.
I am covered.
Okay.
But
unless they own both of those Dunkin' Donuts.
How can you tell, really, to be honest with you?
Well, there's a good chance that they could. When you
really think they're going to worry about this? Tomorrow, you think they're going to worry about this $1?
I don't know.
Stop it. Stop it. Will you stop this now? I won't be able to go get coffee in the morning.
Get in your head. Get in your head.
Come on. The only pleasure I have in life is to go get a nice cup of coffee made by somebody.
Jimmy and me were living rent-free in your head. I wouldn't do that shit if I were you, John.
No, I'm going back. They won't remember.
You hope.
I hope.
You got to get a new truck.
Oh, that's not.
Got to shave off your beard.
That's not it.
Dye your hair. Got to get a whole new identity.
All right. Remember the doctor that got dragged off of the United flight last week?
Do I?
I know. As soon as you got home from recording, I get this thing on the, in the message, our messenger. You sent me a message. Mm-hmm. Look at this. Doctor dragged off the United flight was a felon who traded prescription drugs for secret gay sex with patient half his age and then took them himself, and he needed anger management. He had control issues. Basically, what they're trying to do now is the guy that they drug off the flight, mm-hmm. now they're trying to make him look like the bad guy. This, to me, is a public relations firm for United Airlines. Because I don't care if this guy drowns puppies.
Here's the thing.
The guy's name is Dr. David Dow, who lost his license because he was convicted of a felony. He gave narcotics to a guy who was 26 years old for gay sex, and he got caught. So they took away his medical license. He got his license back after agreeing to be drug tested and polygraphed.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe they actually gave him his license back for that. I would never give him his license back for that. Meanwhile, why the guy doesn't have any license to practice medicine, he decides to take up poker.
There's a lot of time to kill.
So Dr. Dow went on the poker tour, and where is it? How much did he win? God, this is a big
It was
argument.
almost 300,000, you said, right?
Yeah, it's almost 400,000 he won. Okay, in the time that he was playing poker. So, okay, so this guy's not the best guy, not the nicest guy or whatever. He's got issues or what, all that. So why does that make a bit of damn difference? Why are they allowed to drag this guy off of a flight and beat him until he's got a concussion and broken teeth?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, we don't know.
He went to a doc. He's got 2 lawyers now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure he does.
This is the stupidest thing that I can't believe that United Airlines.
Well, all the airlines had that policy.
Yeah, but there's no way. Like, United Airlines is taking such a PR hit for this. That's amazing. And
I'm thinking about flying United when I go out to California. I'm sure I'll get a pretty good rate now.
I don't know
Time to
that.
book the flight.
I'll be honest with you. I looked at their prices this morning. They're still in line with everybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
When are they going to bring the fried dumplings?
We'll have to see. Fly dumplings. Fly dumplings.
Right.
I just thought it was like, because this all hit, and it was like, well, it's no wonder that the guy put up such a struggle, because he had to, like, get back to where he was going to, like, get somebody addicted to Oxycontin for exchange for some.
But
gay
see, that's
sex.
what I'm telling you. That's not the. He's still a doctor. He's got a license to practice medicine. Oh, here it is. He was suspended from practicing, and he became a semi-professional poker player and won a total of $234,664 playing poker. That ain't bad.
No, that ain't hay.
That ain't hay. Thank God that music's over. Stop it. I'm going to relinquish your soundboard privileges. You keep that up.
You mean you're going to suspend my soundboard privileges?
Sorry, they've already been suspended.
If you now you can relinquish them, then I can get them.
Whatever.
See, that's how English works, John. Words have meanings. Go ahead.
Play a sound effect.
I know you already. I hit you. I saw you hit the slide. So why would I go through that endeavor? No, I agree. The guy shouldn't have been lumped up or dragged off, and
just because he did this doesn't mean that it's okay.
No, I just thought we could have been made more like.
Oh, we certainly
hijinkery out of it at the time had we known.
I understand that, but to me, it would have been cheaper for United to take and fly those 4 passengers first class.
Kind of a chubby guy
on another airline. He's chubby.
Yeah, we're gonna have that picture of him dragging out. He's got more.
No, they got his shirt up around his boobs, and he's laying on the floor.
He's got more rolls than a French bakery. More chins than a Chinese phone book. There's an oldie.
I think that this guy got the raw deal, but every day he's got something else wrong with him. Like first he had a concussion, then he lost his teeth. Now I forget what the other thing that came out that's wrong with him now. So those lawyers they're all gearing up. This guy's going to get a big, big payday.
And so are those lawyers.
Mm-hmm. This guy, this will probably be bigger than his poker winnings, to be quite honest with you, when they're done. You think millions of dollars for this?
I'm sure he'll get a couple of mil easily. But I was telling you about the other video. You hadn't seen it, where it's video shot from the seat behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was basically telling the police, I'm not moving. If you want me off here, you're going to have to drag me off this plane. So, like, he basically gave them an ultimatum, and it's like, well, okay, if that's how you want it.
The thing about it is...
Now, I don't know how that plays in a legality aspect. Of that I don't know. But if it was me, if I had if I had all these, like, skeletons in my closet that I was convicted of getting people addicted to Oxycontin and engaging in illegal activities like that, if they came up to me and they said, we want you off the plane, I'm like, yeah, okay. Don't need that getting out. I would have got off the plane.
I don't think that this is going to even bother this guy when he's done.
No, clearly not.
I mean, the amount of money this guy's got. How many kids has he got? 4 kids?
Are they 69? Are they his grandchildren?
They're grandchildren. Okay.
I was going to say.
And there's a picture with him. He's got blood all over his mouth, running down his ear. They lumped him up. I don't know how they got him, unless they beat him and then drug him.
I don't know, unless he did that to himself and then came in like...
No, he's bleeding. You can see he's bleeding when they're...
Yeah, but when they were dragging him down the aisle, I didn't see any blood coming out of his mouth.
Took a little while.
Yeah, that's what I said. Maybe he lumped himself up like in that scene in Fight Club where he's beating himself up and shit and the security officers are just watching from a distance. That would be awesome if that comes out. Like
you're rooting for the airline.
No, because this story is just like so weird. That would be like so awesome if he lumped himself up.
He says to the officer, "Listen, I'll tell you right now.
There's just a big payday in this for me.
Yeah. If you beat me up and drag me out of here, I'll give you $25,000 once I get my settlement."
And the guy's like, "How much?"
$50,000. Next thing you know. And then just drag him out of there. I mean, I'd take that beating for how much money this guy's going to get.
Yeah, they'll beat him beautiful and all the plastic surgery that'll be able to get and all that money that he's going to win.
Let him be able to round his eyes.
Wow.
I used to be Asian. Now look at me.
Look at me now. Look at me now.
Round eye. Do you watch Survivor?
I think I may have watched bits and pieces of it all those years ago when it first came on, and I lost interest in it like immediately. To me, it was stupid. Here's the thing:
if I watch it from the beginning, I usually watch the whole thing. If I don't, I can't come in the middle.
Right.
Last season and this season, I started in the beginning and I watched the whole show. Last season, there was millennials against baby boomers, or Gen X. Gen X against millennials.
Yeah, because the baby boomers are
So it was Gen X against the millennials. And on the millennial team was this guy, Zeke. And he loved Survivor, and he was a gay guy, and he did well. I think he made it to the merge when they were single. I can't remember when he got voted off, but he got voted. Yeah, he did make it because he was part of the jury. So anyhow, he got voted off and everything. And then in this season, they came back, and it was game changers. So they invited him back again. So he's playing the game again, and they're doing their whole thing from tribe to tribe and all. So this week, I'm sitting there. I have the TV on. It gets to the very end. Zeke's in tribal council, and they're trying to figure out who to vote off. And this one guy, another gay guy, his name's Jeff Varner. He thinks he's on the bottom. He thinks he's going. So now he's trying to say anything he can do to throw the attention to somebody else. Maybe we should vote this guy off. Maybe we should vote this guy off. So he says, well, everybody thinks that Zeke can't be deceptive. Why don't you tell him that you're a trans? And I dropped my phone.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's a transgender. I didn't know. I watched the whole season.
He's a she or she's a he?
He's a she. Well,
okay.
Transgender. His name's Zeke. He's a she.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe it. I watched that show all last season. I didn't have a clue.
Were you strangely attracted to Zeke?
No, I wasn't strangely attracted to Zeke, but I was shocked. I mean, shocked.
Was he like a tall dude or?
I wouldn't say he was tall,
yeah,
but
so
he looked like what he looked like? He looked like an average guy that kind of went to college, was into comic books and nerdy stuff, and, just a millennial like that, had a mustache and a beard.
Well, they take all those hormones for that
Looked
stuff.
like a dude.
Yeah.
I mean, really looked like a dude. And I'll tell you what, I was shocked. The internet exploded when that happened.
When did this happen?
It was Wednesday night when Survivor's on. So the internet exploded. And what I forget is they record this thing way in advance.
Yeah, how do they keep that under wraps?
Well, 10 months ago, they've known for 10 months that they were going to out this guy. They basically outed him. Not that many people knew that he was a transgender. So, and he played the show as...
Didn't the very first winner...
was gay.
Yeah.
But he was not as... Yeah, he was gay, but he wasn't... He was a dude.
Yeah. And he made no secret of it. He was
right. But this guy says he's gay, but he's a transgender. He's not gay, right?
Yeah, because they're into dudes.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. But anyhow...
You need a roadmap.
You need a roadmap. So they had 10 months to figure out how they were going to do this, how they were going to out this guy. And this guy had 10 months.
What did this dude do when they outed him? Did he
He just sat there like he didn't know. He froze. He absolutely froze, and he just didn't have any. He didn't know what to say, and everybody freaked out. Freaked out so much that the guy Jeff that outed him didn't realize they had all planned to blindside another guy. When he outed Zeke, every one of them like turned on him.
Wow.
And they all Jeff said, "Do we even need to vote?" And everybody went, "No." And they said, "Jeff, bring us your torch." And they snuffed him out, and out he went. Mm-hmm. Everybody completely turned and sent that guy home. So
the guy that did the outing
is gone off the show.
Was banished because he outed.
Well, he was voted off, right? But they didn't even go.
That's what I meant.
They didn't go write the name down and do that whole drama thing. They didn't booted him.
She named names.
He named names. He named genders.
Oh, that's lower than Wales.
But I mean, to me, the fact that I had no clue that guy.
Yeah, you were deceived.
I was deceived.
Yeah, with my money back.
He's still on the show. He's still in the game.
That's weird.
So next week,
because you know who was a big fan of that was Here's the Thing. Here's the thing. Larry used to talk about that show constantly.
I could see Larry on that. Well,
he was madly in love with one, like the second or third season.
He's always madly in love with someone.
But there was some girl that was on either the second or third season, and he would just always like talk about her, and she, like everyone always was talking about her back. I mean, it's so long ago now. I don't remember. That was in the 90s.
Yeah, well,
98, 99.
They do two shows
segments a year.
A year,
right?
So I think they're in there over 15 years. They've been doing it for over 15 years.
Oh, I sold my store 16 years ago.
Okay.
And I know the last 2 years I was in business, I had to hear Larry cackling about it. So here's the thing. Yeah.
And again, in Survivor, they go out into the ocean. They take their clothes off. They wash their clothes. They poop and pee in front of each other, I think. I don't know. They eat in front of each other. I mean, I tell you what, to pull that off for a whole season and a half, the rest of the people don't know that he's transgender because his tribe knows, the other tribe does not. And next week they go to the tribes merge. I forget what that's called, but so now they go into individual immunity. So I think they got like 13 people left. I guess at that time everybody's going to know. Never going to keep the lid on that pot.
Yeah, keep that pot from boiling over.
So yeah, it was pretty amazing. So if you didn't get a chance to go watch Survivor, just go to watch the
just to watch the expressions on everybody's face. I think that would be.
Yeah, I mean, the girls were crying.
Wow,
like, I can't believe you outed him like that. That's horrible. That's a horrible thing to do. Yeah, it was crazy. They were yelling at him.
It was what?
Crazy.
Okay. Yes, it was crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, so go check out Survivor.
All the crap that women drag into the showers with them.
Everything's gooey.
Yeah, that's what it is, because it'll find a spot to grab a hold of. And like then it builds up, and then hair clicks to that, and then it just starts to mat up and everything. Because women go in with they need a support vehicle to bring in there with them.
You wonder why I want to. You know something? I'm going to go on a little bit of tangent here and go back to last episode when we were talking about the sex bots. I don't want a sex bot. I want a robot that can do the wash, cook dinner, and clean the house. That's what I want. I want Rosie from the Jetsons.
From the Jetsons?
That's what I want.
With that Brooklyn accent or whatever it is?
Yes.
Hey, Mr. Jetson.
Hey, Mr. Jetson.
However she talked.
Right.
I know it was like a real ethnic...
That's what I want. I want that. I don't even need one that's self-cleaning anymore. I'm beyond that.
Well, it'll clean itself then, because it's made to clean.
Exactly.
That one would clean itself.
Right.
Maybe not its internals, but...
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't even want one with a voice box. I just want one that listens, and when it hears me, a green light lights up, and it goes off and does what I tell it. Or I program it, or I use the iPad as an app.
So you just want to mute C-3PO now.
Exactly. It goes and does the wash, and folds the clothes, and puts everything away like a maid.
All gold.
That's what I want. And when that happens, that's when
That's the game changer for you.
That's the game changer, and it would probably be the game changer for you, too. Because that would be one that you could get on board. Diane would like that, too. Come in, clean everything up. Why? Okay. You got to tell me now. How in the world do you give me when this thing's going to clean the house, make dinner? You have so much more time to do every other thing. Listen, I'm not telling you it's going to go out there and wash your car.
Because there's a cost associated with that thing, and I'm sure that will get in the way of my Corvette purchase.
Whew, I'll tell you what, you are brutal.
Hey, you asked.
You are brutal.
If you don't like the answer, don't ask the question. No, I mean, it's not going to be something like that is going to cost a substantial amount of money.
You say that, but, at first, yes. Look how much it was for a calculator, where it was like $40 back in the day when the first calculator come out. Hell, now they give them away with your phone. So at first they're expensive. In a few years, once they get the technology
But something like that, I mean, that's like a car. That's going to be a substantial, because it's got to have programming. It's got to require maintenance. You got to keep it somewhere.
You would be able to buy the robot. It would do all these things for you. It would free you up. You'd have so much more free time. You could not buy one.
Not interested.
You know something? That's bullshit, too, because you said the same thing about the iPhone, and you didn't like the iPhone. You're never going to get an iPhone, and now you have the iPhone. You love the iPhone. So I don't want to hear from you.
I don't love it.
You? Okay. All right. All right.
I'm telling you, I just like...
Listen, dude, I don't care. You go out and mow the lawn, go out and clean the gutters and all, and I'll be out doing whatever
I don't clean the gutters. That's a stupid obituary. My house is much too high for that. I don't want that local man dies cleaning gutters. That's not it.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to have local man dies being Captain America, like I stop an invasion or something.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. All that Diane has to find out is it cleans the house and cooks the food, and you'll have one.
Nah, Diane likes to cook.
Okay, we'll see.
No, she does.
See.
She does.
All right.
She doesn't like cleaning.
Exactly.
So you know who cleans?
Jackass? Jackass cleans?
That's right.
Cleans the whole house.
Pretty much.
Really?
Yeah. She does the laundry, but I wash my uniforms.
That amazed me.
Well, because the uniforms are,
No, not that you do your uniforms, that you clean the whole house. I can't stand to clean. I can't stand cleaning the house. I can't stand.
Diane hates ironing. She'll go out of her way not to
A lot of women do.
And she'll buy the spray stuff and just spray it on her work clothes and everything, just to avert ironing. Sometimes I was like, sooner or later you're going to have to iron that, and when that point comes, I iron it. I don't even mind ironing. Ironing's not bad.
Well, you like all these menial tasks.
When
I think that's an Italian background. A lot of Italians are bricklayers and stuff like that because they could just do the same thing over and over and over again, and it never bothered them.
Yeah, but my mom was a great ironer and cook. She was Irish. Explain that, Mr. Geneticist.
It's the same thing. They're the same. It's
basically the same thing. Okay. He's like, he said, if you go to the emergency room and it's like, yeah, Dr. D'Amiglio will be right with you. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Do you got like a Ginsburg back there? Do you got like a Feynman? Someone that might have studied.
Hey, I would take the Dr. Italian over the doctor. Okay, what's wrong with you today?
Yeah, you say that, but that doctor.
From another land
told my father that he probably had Lou Gehrig's disease, and they were right. Where all these other doctors are like, well.
So do you have a preference of doctor?
I didn't like our last doctor just because he was dying to get me on cholesterol medicine at the age of 42. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because with cholesterol, they keep moving the goalposts.
Right.
They keep lowering the number.
That's true.
And it's like, no, I'm not doing that. 25 years ago, they used to say if you're under 300, you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Then they came out with good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, all that nonsense. So then I went on a diet. I lost weight. And then a couple of years later, I went back and he did blood work on me. Well, what are you going to do? He says, well, I lost weight and everything. I went on a diet. Well, I did see you lost a little weight. And I told him, I said, hey, doc, I lost 17 pounds. It's not like I took a shit this morning and then came in here and climbed on your scale. 17 pounds is pretty substantial,
For you.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well,
I mean, I could take a shit in the morning and go in and lose 17.
Yeah, lose 17 pounds in one fell swoop, right? So then he ran my blood work again. And then I came back and my cholesterol had dropped from 236 to 217. And then when I just had the ammonia, they did blood work on me again, and it dropped down to 208. So apparently, whatever I'm doing,
it's working.
Yeah, well, apparently it's eat Cheerios in the morning, eat a tuna fish sandwich every day for 4 years.
Goodness gracious.
Drink beer at night, eat red meat and donuts, and have a Hershey bar every day at 4 o'clock to get over that crash. And and your cholesterol goes down. So it's just like, I'm going to write a book. But I'm sure I'm wrong because I eat GMOs or some bullshit. So just like gluten.
Fuck the doctors.
So it's like everyone's got a theory. Yes. I think anything in moderation won't hurt you. But yeah, my cholesterol's way down.
Listen, if you have good genes, it'll work.
Yeah. I mean, I was pretty heavy at one. Well, the heaviest I ever was 207. And that was when I was in the store hoping against hope for a mystical visitor from the east to wander in and say, I'm going to buy your store. You know, and then eventually that finally came. So I was in there eating like Nutty Buddies and Snickers bars, drinking eggnog by the quart every day.
You don't know how much I want to reach over there and slap you. The heaviest I ever was 208.
Yeah, well,
I think I got a thigh.
I thought I looked pretty good. I don't look bad, you know, because
you know, the dad bod.
Well, you know, when I got the shock was when my driver's license expired and I had to get a new picture taken. I was like, who's that fat fuck?
Well, you know, one of the podcasts I listened to is the Bill Burr podcast.
Yeah.
And right now he's going through, I guess he's just he's right around our age. He's a little younger than, I think he's 40.
I think he's in between you and me.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So anyhow, you know, now he's getting the dad bod. All right. So he's
that's the hot thing now, allegedly.
Right. So now he's trying to get rid of his dad bod. And he's the most miserable motherfucker. He can't drink anymore. He's not eating. He's having us out. He's like, oh yeah, I don't have the dad bod, but you are one miserable motherfucker. That's what I got to say. And you know what? Good for you. Good for you. You miserable piece of shit. Have a salad. Enjoy. You'll live like maybe 2 more years. There you go.
I lost, you know, that's a pretty good. And then with this job, I lost even more weight. I'm down to 180 now. So.
Hey, look at you. And you look.
Well, I've been 180 now for about 6 years.
I'm not just going to stop eating until 2018. That's, you know, like I said, every time I'm like, okay, all I got to do is.
Well, you got all kinds of shit. You got your knees bad. You got your back's bad.
You wonder why I want to load my consciousness into a blender? You want to know why? I told you that's why.
Well, how would you get around then? You had to get that robot made to carry you around.
Actually, I would. As we were thinking about that the other day, I said, you know, I wouldn't be the Blender Toaster Show. We would actually have like a robot. You'd be a robot. You could be able to do everything you could do now, but you wouldn't get cold. You wouldn't get hot. You wouldn't need air conditioning.
You get struck by lightning pretty easy, I would imagine.
You know something?
Didn't think about that, did you?
No, I did not. You know, you go and figure out the one fucking thing that's the one thing I got to worry about.
It's the magic that is me.
I got to get worried about getting struck by lightning.
Exactly.
So as soon as I hear one clap of thunder, John's underground.
That's right. There goes his consciousness.
Down he goes.
You're going to be like Lieutenant Commander Data, like...
Could you see that? They're out. They got the tricorders going around. All of a sudden, Data gets struck by lightning. They're like, leave him.
Yeah. Who's going to lift that robot up? He's dead to us. Just move along. Move along.
Take his communicator. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, we don't need him anymore.
Right. That's the one thing you have to worry about, I guess, and then falling in water.
Well, falling in water, you're pretty much...
no showers anymore.
Game over. Yeah. You got to get someone to polish you up.
I think I could polish myself.
How are you going to reach your back? You're not fully articulated.
I think that would probably be a way that I could do that.
How far can you put your arm behind your back?
I'm not a robot.
You're a human now. How far can you do it?
I can do my whole back. I can do my whole back. Well...
No, you can't.
Okay, so in the shower, what I have is I have that thing on the string where you do that thing, you throw
soap
it over
on a
back.
rope?
No, not soap on a rope. It's like a pad. It's about 3 inches wide and about this long, and it has like 2 strings on it, and you soap it up. And you throw it over your back and you give it a scrub. You scrub everything around.
I don't need that.
So you can get every part of your back.
Yeah.
With your arms. Turn around. I got to see this. Let's see. Huh. How about that? Touche. You just shot me 2 fingers from behind. That was the best. Attaboy. Yeah, how about that? I don't think I could do that.
Yeah,
no,
and I don't think a robot will be able to do that either.
Right.
Unless you're a Gumby robot. Gumby!
Hey, the arms extend out. I'm going into cleaning mode. Arms extend out. Next thing you know, put the polish on. I'm really not worried about it.
Probably have to have a special car wash just for robots. You have to use like foam or something.
There you go.
Yeah. Someone will figure someone out.
Yeah, you just go in there. There's a little spray thing. You spray it. Like, remember the wax you used to spray on? You just spray wax your car.
Yeah, what was that shit called?
I forget. It must not have worked because it's not on the market anymore. They could have like a robot wash. Yeah. You just walk in, you just walk through. Lift up your arms, and things, they go around just like the car. At the end, you hold your arms up. They spray your the wax and everything on you, and then
if you're rich enough to get your consciousness loaded up into like a robot, I think you would. I would have to go if I was decided to do that.
You have one in the house.
Well, I would want to have a whole bunch of midgets like dressed up as the Oompa Loompas just to come in singing and doing the cartwheels and like cleaning me up. Oompa, just doing that way.
Okay.
The pantaloons on, bright orange skin. Is that wrong?
I don't know. I have no idea. Between you and I, we're not in agreement on this whole. You're loading your consciousness into a robot.
We're not simpatico.
That's right. We are not simpatico. So when was the last time you went into a place to buy clothes that had to go in the dressing room and change?
Decades. Because I know my size. I shop like a Terminator. I walk in, pull the clothes off the rack,
right,
ring them out, and walk out, and they fit.
People are so sick and so perverted that now they have these hooks, like for clothing hooks. Like, say you're going to walk in and you walk in the dressing room, and you have those you see the plastic ones you just buy, has a sticky back on there. You just stick it to the wall, and then you can hang your clothes on. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
All right. So people are going in the dressing rooms, ladies' rooms, and they put this thing on the wall. Meanwhile, there's a little hole in it. In the hole is a camera.
Oh, yeah.
So now
they've miniaturized cameras now to the point of.
So now what happens? They put these things in the ladies' dressing rooms and stuff like that, and it sits there and does its thing, takes the video, whatever, and then they go back in. They undo it. They hook it to a flash drive, download it, put the thing back again.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, they're getting all these films out of different, like the Gap and all that stuff. So now people have to go in and start looking for these.
I
things.
know a woman who is always concerned about that, and now it's a real issue because of that, because they're so small. Because you may not find it. If they put it like in a heating vent up in the ceiling, you're never going to see it up there, and it's shooting down on you.
I have it here. If you go to the if you go into the notes,
counter surveillance.
Watch out for video clothes hooks.
Yeah, I'm on that.
You're on it.
Yeah.
Do you see that? I mean, you would never think that was a camera when you're looking at it.
Like I was saying, I know a woman that went on a website for surveillance equipment, and she wanted counter. She found she has a device. It's like a tricorder on Star Trek, and it will find hidden microphones and hidden cameras. And I said to her, well, what did that cost you? She says, it cost me about $390, but it's worth it because you never know now because people are creepy.
You can buy, they're called spy hooks, and they're readily available, and you can buy them, over in the UK. And I'm sure they'll ship them over here. And you just push them up there, and you go in there and take a look. So if you were going to use this in your house, you could put this like in your living room or something where it would sit there, and, if there was anything going on in your house.
Yeah, look at that on the back. It's got the whole jack there.
Yeah, it's got the jack and everything. You just put it in there. It's got an on and off switch, and you set this thing up. You can go and charge it up, and it can record. And it's amazing what they're doing with these things now. So, of course, in Florida, these things are like ticks. They're everywhere. So they have to go in and check to make sure that every day they got to go in and check and make sure these perverts aren't putting these spy hooks.
With the exception of the dot at the top where the lens is, you really can't tell.
There's no way you can tell that.
Yeah.
And
you wouldn't really give it a thought.
And even if, you walked in there, you would think that that's where they screwed it to the wall.
Right.
It looks like a little where the screw would go.
Yeah, they probably disguised that somehow.
Right. So you would never even think to look at that. It's amazing. It's getting
I wonder what that runs off of, 2 AA batteries or AAA?
It's probably it's like
probably a watch battery.
Yeah, a watch battery.
Lithium.
And you can charge it. I see the thing in the back. The port in the back is where you charge it.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
You can charge it, and you can also download the
flash drive to that.
Yeah, it's amazing. So
yeah, we needed that.
Well, you can use technology for good, and you can use it for evil.
People are sick.
Well, now they're doing that. They just had it happen in a town near us where they put those things on the Mac machine. And you go skimmer. You put your card in there, and the next thing you know, they got all your information.
I know where that bank's at. It's in Medford Lakes.
I knew you were going to tell, but nobody knows where Medford Lakes is.
But it's a very affluent community here in New Jersey. Very affluent.
So they're going to have a lot of money. Did you ever go to a Mac machine? Well, we call it Mac machines, but they're actually ATMs. Mac machine used to be money access.
Money access card.
Right.
Remember the jingle?
No.
With Bill Berkey?
No.
Punch 'em all, punch 'em all, punch 'em all with one pay-by-phone call.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah.
So anyhow, it was called the ATM. So did you ever go up to an ATM and there's the receipt hanging out of there?
Yeah.
And you grab it and you look at the balance?
No.
I do it all the time.
I've never seen. I usually, if I see it, I just leave it there. I don't even think to grab it. You're nosy.
Let's sit there. I'm going to take a look at it.
It's an invitation to just look at it.
I'll tell you a story. This was, oh my goodness, I can't even remember how long ago it was. It was so long ago, it wasn't even at a bank that I bank with now. I'm in a hurry, so I go running up the machine, and I go to put the card in, and it won't let me take the card.
Right.
So I'm sitting there, what the heck's wrong with this thing? So I'm looking at the button, and it says, do you want to continue? So I hit yes. So it says, what do you want? I go, withdraw. How much do you want to withdraw? $100. I'm waiting to be able to put the card in. I'm thinking it's going to tell me to put the card in sooner or later. All of a sudden, it spits out $100.
There's still a card in there.
There was a card in there. The guy walked away, and I went in, and I took $100 out of this guy's account.
Right.
So the money comes out. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So it says, are you done with your transaction? So I go, yes. The card comes out. I'm like, geez.
And you're on camera.
I'm on camera.
Yeah.
It's like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, no one's in there to turn it into.
So I'm like, holy shit.
Now you got to come back the next day.
I'm telling you, dude, I was so worried that someone was going to say that, like, I stole this money. Yeah, exactly. I got the money, the receipt,
because
they
probably got your license plate on the outside camera. Yeah, they're going to come right to your house.
And I go, I got everything. So I go next morning, as soon as the bank, I'm sitting there waiting. They come in, they go, I'm like, yeah, they open up the door. I come in, I walk over. I says, the manager here? And they go, yeah. I said, look, I was here last night. We'll try to put my card in. I go through the story. And I said, here's the money. Here's the receipt. Here's the card. Tells you the time. I said, I took the thing. I said, no, I got the card out of there. I said, I don't want any problems, okay? I wanted everybody to know I turned this in. I wasn't trying to steal money from this guy. And they're like, okay, all right, calm down. It happens. I said, oh, yeah, I was stupid. I should have known that there was, I can't put my card in there. It's not going to give me money.
Right.
I said, by the time I figured this out, I'm like, you just stole $100 from this guy. I said, if I'd have known that, I'd have cleaned his account out. But you can't even do that because you're in cameras.
Yeah.
Different angles.
You're going to get caught.
You're going to get caught. So why would I even try to do something like that? 7
or 8 years ago when I was driving through Pennsylvania, I was in the middle of nowhere. I must have found like one of the oldest ATM machines in the world. I've never seen one like this. I walked up to it, and it had this visor that you had to put your eyes up. Okay. Did you ever watch Mr. Spock on the bridge of the Enterprise? He'd always be looking in that thing and the blue light would be shining on his face.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's what it was like. And it pivoted depending on how short or tall you were.
Mm-hmm.
So then you look in there and talk about an old Texas Instrument calculator. It was LED numbers, like all the way across.
And you actually put your card in there?
Well, what it says is insert card, and you're like, okay, you insert your card.
But it turned right around and walked out, but go ahead.
No, it was all legit because it was inside the bank lobby.
Okay.
But it you know how you says you take money out in increments of $20?
Yes. Unless you're at the casino, and then it's $100.
Oh, yeah. Well, out there, it's a very depressed area in Pennsylvania. Increments of $5.
You can't find that around here, man.
No. So I was like, shit, I couldn't believe it. So I took out $30. I got, 6 5s. That's all I wanted. I didn't want to take out 40. But I was like stunned because I says, this has got to be the oldest ATM on the planet. It has to be. It's probably gone by now because, like I said, it was about 8 years ago or so.
That would be Deuce's Bank. You don't need one of those fancy new ATM machines with all that camera and all that. You could look into that screen. There's no sense in having that other thing. It's better this way. No one can look around and see your PIN number. You could.
Yeah, that's another. You're right. You know what? Because it's funny that you mentioned that because around the keyboard where you punched in, there was a shroud over it. It was actually pretty secure when you think about it. No one could really see what was going on.
Yeah, see?
It was like it was kind of
must have been Deuce's Bank.
Yeah, it must have been. But I was just shocked that you could take out just $5. Like, okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Dude, I got my 5. I'm rich. I'm a happy miser.
Yeah, I don't have to look. I didn't have to take out an extra 10. Women are now doing a new thing with their eyebrows. I mean, come on, ladies. Enough's enough. The plucking and then now the shaving and tattooing. But now what they're doing is they're making them look like feathers. Like they're parting them down the center and combing them out, growing them and combing them out so they look like a feather over your eye.
I don't know. To me, it looks like a caterpillar.
It does. It looks really, really weird. Like if I saw that, I mean, I'm looking at the pictures.
That looks like a transgender.
The second one or the first one?
The first one.
With the orange eyes?
Yeah.
with the Donald Trump eyes. Actually, she's a reverse Donald Trump. She's got orange eyes and a white face.
Mm-hmm.
He's white eyes and an orange face. Yeah, the second, I mean, it's just, I don't like the look at all. And honestly, I got to tell you.
It's weird. It's very disturbing.
It looks like pubic hair above the eyes. Doesn't it? They got a landing strip above their eyes. I mean, one worse than the other.
It's weird. Remember back in the day when we were younger and Brooke Shields was like all the rage?
She had like a unibrow.
Yeah, she had gigantic, thick eyebrows. Like back,
yes.
Yeah, it was like,
and
okay, she could stand a little plucking, but compared to how this looks,
this is horrible.
Yeah. Whose idea was this?
I have no idea, but ladies, I know you're trying to be noticed and everything. We've went from shaving to plucking to waxing, and now we're doing this thing with the, between the tattoos and the piercings and all this kind of stuff. You know what? Why don't you just get a hat with like a firelight on it and just walk around with that thing going, well, if you want to be noticed that bad, do that. Because, I'll tell you what, I get up in the morning and the first thing I do is I thank the good Lord that I'm not female. Because the shit that they got to put up with, all this stuff.
Yeah, but see, the thing is now a lot of these younger guys.
Yeah, they're doing the makeup too.
Oh, the machinations that they're going through. I mean, it's like there's a cutoff age. Like where I work, we wear uniforms.
Yes.
Okay, we all wear the same outfit. And I noticed it about 7 years ago when I started working there. And guys are just, I'm sorry, dudes are just generally hairy. Yes. It's just the way guys are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's just like...
You don't have to tell me.
Yes, I mean, they just had like no hair on their arms whatsoever. It's the weirdest thing. And I thought at first, well, he got a tattoo. But then I started noticing even the guys without tattoos have no hair on their arms. So now it seems like it's like the dudes that are like 35 and under, they shave their arms. That's got to itch like hell when that's coming back in.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, imagine going through that bullshit.
Hell no.
It's just
especially with me. I mean, what? I am the hairiest.
Like shaving a yak.
I mean, I am the hairiest dude from the eyebrows down. I mean, there's the back of the neck, the back, the chest. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so it's just...
yeah, you're right. It would look like a poodle exploded if somebody tried to shave me down.
And it's not that I want to know, but it's just like, well, if they're shaving their arms, they just can't be stopping there. I'm sure they're just not shaving from here down.
Right.
They got to be shaving their whole upper body.
You think they're doing the...
I don't know if they're doing their legs or anything like that.
It's got to look like it's got to look like a plucked turkey.
So I don't know what they're doing, but it's a weird thing. I noticed that it's...
I mean, ladies, let us know. I mean, do you want a guy that's completely hairless?
I know the weightlifter guys, the guys that are really into weightlifting.
I get it.
They've been doing because they might compete. And they don't need any distractions.
Right.
And you look. I guess you look better. You can see the definition better when they're being judged. But these are just like regular dudes. These are just regular dudes that are like, I'm shaving my arms.
You know what? I did notice. Women saying that they don't like guys with hair, like hairy backs and stuff like that. That's a definite no. If you're a guy today, you have to have your back either shaved or waxed. If you have a hairy back, you have to have it done. I mean, you're not going to work. Yeah. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Wait till these girls marry these guys, and then they fuck it. Thank God I'm married now. I don't have to go through that shit anymore.
But I think the women would probably still like, okay, get in here. I got to shave your back.
But you want to do that?
The women will do it. That's their thing. They're into that whole beauty thing. I get the biggest kick out of women. I think all
that stuff happened with that queer eye for the straight guy crap.
You think that's when it started?
Yeah, because it was like dudes who were watching. I said, why are you watching that? Well, no.
I don't know.
You're not supposed to watch that. You're not.
I just think
be
a man. Act like a man.
Yeah.
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, it's just why even go through all that? I mean, there's something to be said to be clean and groomed, but now I'm done that. Let me shave my arms down.
Could you imagine back in the day? All right, here it's you. You're at home.
When we were kids?
Could you imagine you're I don't know, 18, 19 years old, and you're in the bathroom.
Yeah, you're shaving down.
And you come out, and you're bald, and your dad takes one look at you, and just he would have a field day.
When we were in school,
yes,
if your friends noticed that you were doing it, you were going to get...
Oh, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, you would have been a hazing ceremony like for the whole 4 years you were in high school.
Yeah.
So they're all doing it.
Yeah.
Every single one. Nowadays, they're all doing it.
You'd have been known as a fanook.
Yeah. So now if you're like the guy, if you're like me and you
if we're
that are not doing that, it's like reverse now. The guys that aren't shaving their arms down, and they're probably getting their chops busted.
Holy cow.
So it's like the bizarro world.
It is. All right, you ready to get out of here?
Sure, why not?
Podcast shout-outs. 3 is comedy.
With Jason, Bob, and Mindy.
Got a chance to talk to those guys today. I was when they were doing their live show.
Yeah, I was going to be on there, and like I said, it just didn't happen.
I tried to play along with one of the games. I did terribly. I don't think I got one right. Trivia.
What kind of trivia?
It was Easter trivia. Like where did the Easter Bunny originate?
Germany.
Yep, you would have got that one right.
Sorry.
I forget which one I had. I forget which one I did, but
yeah, I can't wait to listen to it.
Yeah. That's where I got the new drop from Mindy. I got this one. I love this one.
Eat a dick sandwich.
Whoa.
It sounds like Jason was pretty surprised. Whoa. It's like,
where did that come from?
No, I really can't wait to listen to that. I'm sure it dropped by now, so I'll be able to listen to it on the way home.
Bad Cop. I got to tell you right now, that their last episode, I think it's episode 77, or I'm not sure which episode it was.
No, it's 77.
It was 77. That was the funniest episode I've heard in a long, not the funniest episode from them, the funniest podcast episode I've heard in a long time, not by anybody.
Mm-hmm.
They were on point. It was hysterical. I mean, just amazing. Just a great, funny podcast. Go check out Bad Cop. Just even the next day when I listened to it, I got on the messenger. I messaged Dave. I said, that is a funny episode. I hate you.
Feel the love.
Yeah, no, he's an amazing. Those guys were amazing. Bold and Belligerent with Lauren, Josh, and Mike.
The Tavern Podcast with Rockstar, BB Brierly, and King Brandon.
There you go.
Part of the the Hush Your Face. I was reading the next line. Part of the Hush Your Face network, which we were a part of. Proud members.
That's right. Horribly Awkward with Sean Fuller.
Now That I'm Older with Shane and Kenny.
I'm 2 behind with Shane and Kenny. I got to catch up.
Yeah, I'm behind on a lot because there's so many good podcasts that I'm getting turned on to. There isn't enough hours in the day.
Right. Toe and Trigger. I didn't get a chance to listen to this one, so I don't know who his guest host was.
That's one I have to catch up on also this week's.
Ice in the Face with Sarah and Rick.
The Story Behind with Emily Prokop.
And she did have her baby boy.
Congratulations to Emily and her husband.
They're home now, and she's doing a series from the song, the Billy Joel song, We Can't Start the Fire.
Mm-hmm.
So basically where he says, whatever, that whole song.
We didn't start the fire.
We didn't start what did I say?
You didn't say that.
Okay, we didn't start the fire. Where he goes on about all the things that happen in the song.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's going to go and do a story behind each one of those things. So it should be pretty cool.
That'll last about a month.
Yeah, but she's not going to do just one. She's going to do more than one episode. So
that's what I'm saying. There's about a month's worth of stuff there.
Well, she just had a baby. She got to let.
Yeah, she's got time.
She got to let that thing heal. You know what I mean? The Unwritable Rant with the Mirandas, Juliet Miranda and her husband.
Dave the producer.
Miranda.
Netflix and Swill with Caleb and Dan.
And then your buddies from across the pond.
Pull My Finger, Tony and Wasi. They're doing 2 podcasts a week.
Yeah, they're doing a live one
on Wednesday. And then on Sunday, Sunday here is when they're dropping the regular podcast.
It's actually pretty good. The Nerd or Wells podcast with Eric, Sam, and Chris, part of the Hush Your Face Network.
Also part of the Hush Your Face Network is the Horrible Gamers.
And the Epic Film Guys, and also everyone has a podcast with Adam and Byron. So check them out. My new podcast to listen to is kind of what we do. It's 2 guys I think they're out of the Midwest, like out of Nashville. It's called 2 Peas on a Pod is the name of the podcast. I don't really know the name of the guys, but they kind of do stories like we do.
Is this a new one you found?
This is a new one I found.
Like this is your spotlight?
This is my spotlight.
So you got to make yourself a new
I will.
Production.
Dude, I had 3 days. Okay?
Yeah, I know. This was a short turnaround.
So I'm still 2 peas on a pod. That both of the guys are married. The one guy sounds gay. You listen to it. Tell me that one of them doesn't sound a little bit Banook. Just saying. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Little swishy.
Little swishy. Yeah, my wife, Bob. I mean... Sorry.
Not great, Bob.
All right, we'll talk to you later. We got to stop the Mixler. You know, every day they got to go in and check and make sure these perverts aren't putting these sky hooks.
Yeah, you got to worry about that crap now.
Spy hooks, not sky hooks. Spy hooks.
Sky hook
is what Kareem Abdul-Jabbar used to use. Or New Mexico. Take your pick. No, matter of fact, we're going to spin the wheel.
They would never send me there.
Jeez, can you go with me? Can you just once go with me? Can you just once go? I'm trying to find two places that you would hate to go to. New Mexico.
No, I wouldn't have known New Mexico.
Jesus, for the love of God. You got me cursing on Good Friday.
And invoking for the love of God.
Exactly. Will you shut the fuck up so I can end the recording?
That's it. We're just getting into it.